Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future. Finding Morbius mutated into a flying bat-like vampire, Spider-Man uses his air-attack gear to take to the skies. Flying at high speeds and using his equipment is everything Spider-Man needs to take down airborne villains. An invaluable tool against the vampires, the air-attack armor gives Spider-Man a wing up on the enemies. Okay, so here we have Toy Biz's Vampire Wars Air-Attack Armor Spider-Man. As you can see, he's pretty much your basic average Spider-Man, sporting the red and black costume. He has a little bit more of the modern day logo, or the logo that was more modern at the time he came out. His articulation is fairly limited. I mean, like I said, most Toy Biz toys were limited back then. They kind of just gave you the basic bones that you need to play with, not like today's multi-jointed figures. His head can move side to side. His arms can move up and down. This arm's a little stiff because of lack of play. His elbows can move, and you can see that his hands are molded into two different positions. He has one here for if you wanted him to hold anything, although they didn't come with too many weapons that they held. Or if they did, they were oversized and looked ridiculous. You have him in his standard web shooter hand. Now, as far as his legs go, his legs could go up and down. He could bend at the knees and at the ankles, which was kind of uncommon for most Toy Biz toys at the time. I think they were slightly starting to push into more articulation. Now, looking on the back, the paint job could actually use a little bit of work. But with this guy's gimmick, you were never really going to see the back all that much. Now, let me see. His gimmick was he came with this air-attack armor. Why Spider-Man would have armor or how he could afford it is beyond me. That was always something that boggled me when I was a kid, and I think was always annoying to my cousin, because I'd always ask him, how does Spider-Man afford this? How does Spider-Man afford this? He's just a reporter. He just takes pictures. How can he afford a Doom buggy? Yeah, anyways, I'm getting off on a rant. As far as the armor goes, you just kind of attach it here. It has two little pegs that you snap in. And then this little crotch plate right here that kind of folds off, and you can kind of see this little tab right here that goes right in that hole. And that's what's to hold the bottom piece in place. Now, they have these little soft rubber tubes that actually just slide into the sides right here to make it look like it has some sort of air containers going in here. And then the little head can like fold off and on. As far as the armor goes, it's pretty well sculpted and detailed, I guess, for what you have. Although there are these little holes right here at the top, and for the life of me, I have no idea why those would be in there. I'm guessing that's just for the mold or something, but to me it just looks like he has some weird holes on the side. Now, it does have two little wings right here that can fold down. And getting them to stay in place is a little bit of a chore, I think, just because mine's kind of old. But anyway, you just press the button, and that'll actually make them snap up. He also has this little missile right here, and if you press it, it kind of fires out. Now, the spring has worn out over age, and I think it was never really that strong to begin with, so that's why it doesn't fire too far. It's always kind of more impressive when you have a toy that can, this firing mechanism can still shoot very far. Now, his articulation is very limited once you get him in this armor, so I don't really understand why giving him all that articulation. I mean, this leg can't even bend if that one's not up, and then his arms can only move forward so much. Considering Spider-Man's supposed to be a guy known for his weird poses and super articulation being agile, this armor really hampers him, and why he would need to use it to fight vampires is beyond me. Now, normally, I don't really like getting guys... he's not going to be able to stand on his own. Now, normally, I don't really like getting gimmicks or extra guys like this, just because I always felt if it was never in the show, why would you want it? And I don't really like variations on these guys. If they show them at least once in the show, that was one thing about Spider-Man. They showed one of the last episodes, they had a variation where it had the Doc Ock and armored Spider-Man, and those were Spider-Mans for parallel worlds. So I can kind of buy those and get by with them, but at the time that didn't show till the last episode. And I don't know, it's just, this armor is just weird on him because it comes up to this V shape and it's just very big and bulky and just doesn't look good on him at all. And why I finally figured out why I actually bought him. I looked on the back of the box, and you can actually see Let me find the box here. Here's the box art that he came with. You can see the definite vampire spider logo. I don't have the plastic cardboard that came with him, but he was only $7 at KB toy stores. Well, $7.99. And I think at the time KB was real known for having 2-for-1 sales, so I'm thinking he was probably one of those. And I just bought one guy and thought, oh heck, I can get another one for free. I might as well get this armored Spider-Man. Just what the heck, it was the only one there. But I never really played with this guy all that much, and that's why he kind of looks a little bit more brand new than some of the other figures. I don't know. There's really not much else to say. It's the Spider-Man Vampire Wars Air Solid Armor. There you go. Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where it's still October. For today, we're going to be taking a look at the Toy Biz's Vampire Wars Spider-Man. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy.